Hello students, in this video we will compare metals and non-metals one by one. So first one we will compare their physical state. So metals physical state, that means how these metals occur in nature. All the metals are solid at room temperature except mercury. Mercury is a metal which is found out in liquid form at room temperature, that is at 30 degrees Celsius. That is, even when placed on palm of the hand, it will convert into liquid. So metals are generally solid. Only one metal is there, that is mercury, that is found out in liquid form. Now we will see what about non-metals. Non-metals exist in all three states. That means solid, liquid and gas. Here oxygen, nitrogen and chlorine are gases, bromine is a liquid and sulfur and carbon are the solids. That means metals are solid but non-metals are solid, liquid, gas, all. Here one thing you should note, that only bromine is a non-metal which is found out in liquid form, and here only mercury is a metal which is found out in liquid form. Let us move on to the next property, lustrous. Metals are lustrous, that means they shine and can be polished. Lead is a dull metal. Here is also one exception, lead is a dull metal. Now what about non-metals? As we have seen examples of non-metals, non-metals are non-lustrous, that means they are having dull surfaces, except graphite and iodine, they are having shiny surfaces. So here the non-metals are having dull surfaces. Now next one physical property, that is hardness. As we know that most of the metals are solid, so automatically it will be hard. So most of the metals are hard except sodium and potassium. This sodium and potassium are soft metals and can be cut with a knife. Now next, what about non-metals softness? Solids, non-metals, sulfur and phosphorus are soft, whereas carbon in the form of diamond is naturally occurring hardest substance. Means solids, in solids, non-metals, sulfur and phosphorus are soft, but carbon, in the form of carbon, it is diamond, it is very hard. So in this way they are hard also and they are soft also, but metals are usually hard. Non-metals are soft also as well as hard also. The most hardest non-metal in whole periodic table is the carbon, and carbon is found out in three form, and one form of carbon is diamond. So diamond form of the carbon is very hard in nature, that is non-metal. Now we will see next property, that is density. Now metals have high density, that is sodium and potassium have low density. They are lighter than water. This much low density. Density you can say their उनका जो गाढ़ापन रहता है या फिर वेट वाइट्स जो रहते हैं, that is density. Means in one cube how much amount of weight they are acquiring. On that basis the density depends on. That means if you take 1 cube of water, 1 centimeter cube of water, and you will take 1 centimeter cube of sodium, and you will compare both this, put both in water, so water will mix and the sodium will start floating on water. This will not deep, this will not didn't go and settle down at the bottom, because sodium is lighter than water, so it will start flowing at the surface. Now what about density of non-metals? Non-metals have low density. Iodine, graphite and diamond have high density, because iodine, graphite and diamond, they are like solids, so they are having high density. But most of the non-metals are gases, so they are having low density generally. If you take a glass of non-metals, means if you take a glass of oxygen in one glass, that is a non-metal. If you take iron in one glass, that is a metal. So you look which one Molecules of which one is far away? Of course, of gas one. Oxygen molecules are far away in that glass. So in this way you can say, you can conclude that density of the non-metal is low and molecules of ions are near. So in this way you can conclude that the density of the metals are high. The density of the metals are high because their molecules are very near to each other. Now next one, melting point, melting and boiling point. Now as the molecules are very near, they will not leave each other very easily. They are very tightly packed. We have seen in diagrams also that molecules in the solid, they are very tightly packed. They are not far away. So the melting point, it will take too much energy to move or to break the force of attraction between the molecules. It will take too much higher energy. So metals, melting point and boiling point of these metals are generally very high. Sodium, potassium, gallium, cesium and mercury have low melting points and boiling points. Why? Because sodium, we have seen sodium and potassium are generally soft. Gallium, cesium, mercury, they are also somewhat liquid. So that's why they are having low. Otherwise, all the metals are having very high melting points. If you start melting iron at your home, try it. So it will not melt because it needs 16,000 or 2,000, nearly this much temperature it need to melt. Understood? Now if we talk about non-metals, non-metals are having generally low melting and boiling point. Only graphite and diamond, a form of carbon, has high melting point. Understood? Because in non-metals the molecules are not very much tightly packed, they are somewhat far away. So the non-metals can be broken or can be converted into liquid very easily. Now next one, malleability. Malleability means can it be melt? So most of the metals are malleable. That means they can be beaten into thin sheets without breaking. Gold is the most malleable metal. Zinc is brittle. On beating, it breaks into pieces. Brittle means the thing which you will beat, then it will convert into pieces. So most of the metals are malleable, means if you beat, you can convert them into sheets. But look at the non-metals. Non-metals are brittle, they are not malleable. If you take graphite and start beating graphite, what will happen? It will not convert into thin sheet. It will break down. If you take carbon, carbon is gas. How can you beat it and convert into sheet? No. You should have something solid. So whatever solid you will use, like diamond is also a non-metal. If you will beat the diamond, it will not convert into sheet. That means it is brittle in nature. They are not malleable. Now next one we will see thermal and electrical conductivity. As we already know that metals are good conductor of electricity, that's why we use metal wires. And non-metals are bad conductor of electricity. Non-metals are bad conductors of heat and electricity. That's why upon the wire we are doing a coating. On the wire we are doing a plastic coating so that we cannot get the current. Understood? So both are having their own role. Metal is also having their own role and non-metal is also of use. To protect from the current, we are using non-metal layer. Understood? So carbon is a form of graphite and gas. Carbon conduct electricity. Only exception is there. In your pencil, the graphite which is present, through that we can pass electricity. Otherwise, all the non-metals are generally bad conductors of heat and electricity. Metals are good conductor. In this also one exception, tungsten and lead are poor conductors. Only these two are the exceptions. Tungsten and lead are poor conductors. Now, next property is sonority. Now, what is this sonority means? Sonority means to produce sound. Metals are sonorous. That means they produce a specific sound when struck with an hard object. So they are producing sound, that means they are sonorous. Non-metals are bad conductors. Non-metals are non-sonorous. They do not produce any such sound when struck. So non-metals are non-sonorous, that means they are not producing such a sound. Now next is tensile strength. Metals have high tensile strength, that means they can bear a lot of strain except zinc. In this also there is one exception, that is zinc. That means if you hold or if you put any kind of weight to a iron wire, so it can hold the weight to some time. But if you put or hold the weight into a non-metal, first of all non-metal cannot be converted into wire, so automatically we cannot move on to the second step. Non-metals have low tensile strength except carbon fiber. So they are having low strength except carbon fiber. Carbon fiber is having good strength. Means if carbon fiber we will use on that, if we will put some weight, so it can hold the weight. Understood? Otherwise non-metals cannot, or very few non-metals can hold the weight. First of all, some non-metals are gases, so automatically that gases cannot do that thing. Only some solids can do that thing. Now next, alloy formation. Metals combine with other metals to form useful homogeneous mixtures called alloy. Understood? Metals are combining with other metals. Like iron is combining with aluminium, iron is combining with the copper, and they are forming alloys. Metals are forming alloy. Now let us see what about non-metals. Non-metals do not form alloys. Carbon form an alloy, steel with iron. Only carbon is there, which one is forming an alloy. Otherwise non-metals are not forming alloys. Solubility. Metals are insoluble in water and other organic solvent. If you talk about iron, copper, if you will try to dissolve this iron and copper into water, you can see through your eyes that they are not soluble. They are not converting into other molecules when you are dissolving these things into water. Now let us go through non-metals. Non-metals can be soluble or insoluble in water or other solvents. As some non-metals are gases, like oxygen is a kind of gas and that is a non-metal also. The water which one we are drinking, in that also some amount of oxygen is present, some amount of carbon dioxide, some gases are also present in water, that's why we are getting taste. Understood? So non-metals can be soluble and can be insoluble, like diamond. If you try to dissolve the diamond into water, that is a non-metal of carbon, so it will not dissolve. That means non-metals can be soluble as well as insoluble. So here in this comparison, you need to remember most of the things, that is exception cases. In most of the exams, these exception cases are asked, that which non-metal is a liquid, which metal is a liquid, like this kind of question can come in any form. So I hope you understood the concept of comparison of metals and non-metals, and if there is doubt you can ask me. Otherwise in this video only this much. See you in the next video. Thank you.